What is severely lacking is the right kind of energy which people can tune into, which will help to raise them up. Swami Vivekananda made this statement: "Control the nature within, and you will control nature all around you." We draw to ourselves thoughts of a similar vibration to what we put out. So the more we think thoughts of a higher caliber, the more we will attract these to ourselves, and then we will start to advance. The manipulation of subtle energy, for example through the power of prayer, is one of the best ways to affect the mind belt in a positive way. Not only are you sending out streams of light into the ethers of our world, which affects everybody, but you spiritualize the coarser energies within, which means you are preparing yourself to enable a natural rise of Kundalini to flow upwards. Look at the case of Saint Teresa of Avila. She used to levitate when she was in meditation because she focused all her energies in prayer. There's a beautiful example, because her love of God and her devotion was so intense. She had such single-minded purpose, one-pointedness of thought. There is a stunning example. The whirling dervishes, they levitate through a state of ecstasy brought on through prayer. It's another example. There are 3 ways that we can help people. Physically, like helping in humanitarian work, and yes, you're helping people in the short term. You can help people in what I would say intellectually, which is through certain information. You can give them higher technology, and you're helping them in the slightly longer term, but you haven't brought about a change, or you haven't changed their way of thinking. But the greatest way that you can help a person is through spiritual knowledge, through spiritual energy, because that will help them to change from within. I mean, if the whole world had a greater spiritual realization of their true nature and their relationship to the whole, all our problems would disappear. You only have to look at the power generated at a football match. You imagine those same people praying for the world, sending out, in whatever way, streams of energy, of inspiring energy into the ethers, trying to help people who are suffering on the other side of the world. It would have a tremendous impact. You see, we are no longer divided up into the East and the West. We are a global village. And Dr. King introduced the concept of karmic manipulation, whereby through service to the whole, you can change your own karmic pattern as well. Now, he published a book which is the philosophical and metaphysical bedrock of the Aetherius Society, entitled The 9 Freedoms. And he, through the highest cosmic sources from whom this information was delivered, he gave us the essential steps to enlightenment, which are bravery, love, and service. And they're best described in this way. Under the banner of bravery, have courage in your beliefs, faith in ourselves and in God, have faith in our true destiny, have the courage to break away from social conditioning, and this comes through knowledge and intuition. From that will come the realization and a deeper feeling of spiritual love, which will blossom into the higher centers, which will bring about a spiritual renaissance within us, and we will develop a universal love for all. And this will change our motivation. We will no longer want to be selfish, and we will develop the soul urge to serve in a selfless way. And this will alter our internal vibration and which will bring about an expansion of consciousness and spiritual peace, leading us to the portals of enlightenment. That really is our journey. And if we learn to take these steps in the way that I have outlined, we'll learn to control our free will, which will lead us to total freedom. Freedom from suffering, freedom from the self-imposed limitation, because all the limitations that we experience are of our own making. We'll have freedom from the wheel of rebirth. And by that time, we will have transmuted all our past karma that keeps us in limitation. Remember, overall, we are all in karmic debt. It is only the presence of the ascended masters, the spiritual hierarchy of earth, who choose to stay here in service. And it is their presence here that holds the light for this earth, because without them, we would not survive very long on this planet, because karma would have to be balanced. The world owes us nothing. It is our privilege to be in a position to help. When we manipulate our karma in a positive way, we help the karma of mankind as a whole. And this puts us in an ever stronger karmic position. You know, God does not need us, but our work for the whole is working for God. And this helps us in our spiritual evolution. As I said earlier, very few masters have ever imparted to the public their experience of cosmic consciousness. But Dr. King decided to do this, to give us an insight as to what is awaiting each and every one of us. And I thought it would be very fitting at the end of my lecture tonight to invite Pete to come up and read an extract which was published in the 9 Freedoms on Dr. King's personal experience of cosmic consciousness.